Good morning to all the students, the children, my colleagues, JSWites, family members, friends, brothers and sisters who are present here. I also would like to wish the people in Vijayanagar who are connected with us virtually. This is my debut and a maiden speech on such a historical occasion. It's a great day for all the Indians. Today we are all here to mark, honor, and celebrate the 73rd Republic Day. Let me focus on the importance and significance of the Republic Day as I see the children and the students over here. The Republic Day, which marks the effect of Indian Constitution, in layman terms, I would put it that it is the supreme rule book that lays down the political code, duties, procedures, and the powers of the government, and at the same time, the fundamental rights and the citizens' duties. Freedom, equality, unity, fraternity, brotherhood, and liberty are some of the core values that are present in our Indian Constitution. During my childhood days, whenever I see the parade, the Republic Day, for some, it is a day of pride, day of honor, day of tribute, day of discipline. And for me, it's a day of inspiration and motivation. On this occasion, I share my gratitude to the experts, the politicians, and in particular, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the father, the author, and the creator of the largest democratic constitution of India. Why the Republic Day on 26th January? It is on this day, the 26th day, January of 1929, the Indian National Congress made well known for its declaration of Indian independence, the Purna Swaraj, as opposed to the British rule. I also thought there is an interesting side of unraveling of our national flag. Many of us are not aware about the technicalities. We just see it flying high aloft. There is a stark difference how our national flag should be sensitively managed on 26th January and on 15th August. On the Independence Day, we hoist it, we rise it, we elevate it from the bottom to the top, reliving and remembering our freedom to signify the replacement of the British flag. But on 26th January 1950, we became republic, but by the time we were already independent. And hence, on Republic Day, the national flag is unfurled, close to tricolor, tied up, hoisted at the top of the flagpole. So on Independence Day, the 15th August, we hoist it, and on the Republic Day, 26th January, we unfurl it. And this grand responsibility is bestowed upon two important persons. The Prime Minister, the head of the government, he hoists the flag on the Independence Day, and on the Republic Day, that is today, the head of the Constitution, the President, the first citizen of the country, unfurls our tricolor national flag. Let me move on to India as a country. Diversity, unity, civilization of our country, it's actually a big thing, which we are all extremely proud of. Absolutely no doubt about that. The heritage, the culture of India is the amalgamation of the past and the present. India's story from the day of struggle for independence to the current stupendous success. India stands tall among all the countries, probably one of the sought-after nations today, ranked as the 6th largest economy in the world, only after United States, China, Japan, Germany, and UK. Today, this particular decade has been phenomenally great for India as a country. We are progressing in almost all the key sectors, be it on the manufacturing side or on the service side. It's a matter of time. India will become the second largest economy in Asia, taking over the Japan. And with the projected GDP surpassing to take over Germany and UK, I'm more than confident and sure that by 2030, India will be the 3rd largest economy in the world. Not only on the economic, India's social and diplomatic clout has risen astronomically high in the last 5 years. And today, we are seen as one of the most influential nations in the world at the moment. Hats off to Honorable Prime Minister and the Indian leadership. India as a nation has best of its minds, extraordinary talents in all the significant fields, be it on economics, science, medicine, information and technology, infrastructure, arts, cinema, literature, and whatnot. In steel production, India stands as the 2nd largest producer in the world, behind China and ahead of Japan. That brings in JSW Steel. I probably correlate JSW Steel resembling India. I proudly say that JSW's fate or the prominence resembles that of India. JSW's story, its unstoppable rise in the growth is similar to that of India's success. From a minuscule company of around 50 crores, maybe 2.5 decades back, today we are more than 100,000 crores company at the moment. It is all because of the contribution of each one of us, every individual, and I feel that we need to contribute more, either as an individual or as a collective capacity for JSW to grow and in turn the nation to see its greater heights. That brings in JSW Steel. JSW Steel has projected to become the largest steel producer in the country, the highest installed capacity. Today, we have our manufacturing facilities at Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and with the Dolvi's expansion of 5 million tons, which we commissioned recently, and the actual ongoing expansions at Vijayanagar, the recent acquisition of Bhushan Power Steel, which probably made our presence in the eastern sector where India has got largest growth potential. Recently, we integrated Monnet Ispat into our fold. Last year, we have acquired 4 iron ore mining leases in Odisha, started its mining operations, which will be a strong leverage and the enabler for JSW Steel to fulfill its dream of becoming the highest installed capacity in terms of steel in the shortest possible time. All this indicates JSW is very well in its path on achieving the highest installed capacity of 50 million tons by 2030. That brings it to my mind about our location, JSW Steel, Vijayanagar Works. Vijayanagar plant, since inception, has been and will continue to be the flagship of JSW Steel as a company. Vijayanagar plant is the largest steel plant in the country, 7th largest in the world. We are growing year on year, despite the ever-changing global steel market. How is it possible? Vijayanagara, as the name signifies, the land of victory. Our beloved chairman, Mr. Jindal, was telling us, as late as maybe recently 2 weeks past, that this land, the land in Vijayanagar, is spiritual, pious, positive, vibrancy. Maybe all these are because of the birthplace of Lord Hanumanji and the visit of Lord Rama. It is truly blessed. I would also make it a point with the strength of the soft-spoken, simplicity, and sincerity. If all the people of Karnataka, the Kannadigas, Vijayanagara truly lived up to its name, the land of victory. It is at this junction, I, from the bottom of my heart, thank and share my gratitude for the people of the state of Karnataka, especially those villages and the communities surrounding our plant. Mr. Jindal's dream is to make Vijayanagar plant the largest steel plant in the world. His aim is to make the largest steel plant on the planet. And our vision is to make this plant 24 million tons, maybe in the next 4 to 5 years' time. Recently, a few weeks back, the Honorable Union Steel Minister laid the foundation stone for our expansion project of 18 MTPA. I'm sure when he was here, he was truly appreciative of our plant, people, and the processes. I have no doubt in my mind that it's a matter of time, Vijayanagar plant will be the largest steel plant in the country, in the world, in the upcoming years. We should strive harder because the future is bright. But the business doesn't come that easily. Competition, cutthroat competition, quality, ever-changing demand of the customers, digitalization. Today, if you have to keep up at par with the international standards, we as a company and at Vijayanagar have and already started adapting the latest IT techniques like artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data, data analytics, IoT, and Industry 4.0. In addition to digitalization, today, on every business decision making, ESG, environmental, social, governance factors play a big and vital role. As you all know, in the recent climate change conclave, our Honorable Prime Minister committed to the global community about reducing various environmental parameters. We at Vijayanagar as JSW Steel are not only committed, and we will definitely comply with the environmental parameters, be it in terms of reducing the carbon emission. We have already contemplated and made our targets and the paths to reduce our carbon emission by 30% by 2030. We will adapt the renewable energy, moving from the thermal coal to the solar or the wind power. In the business, if you have to stay globally competitive, digitalization and ESG are the mandatory mantras to become successful. And at JSW, we are committed towards that. On the environment front, we are all seeing there have been a lot of changes, unpredictable weather conditions, unseasonal rains, crop failure is a reality, depletion in the water table. I always used to recall, rather I would like to borrow the famously used words of our Mr. Rajshekhar Patansity, that let us leave this world than what we found it in a better way. We have to adapt and work towards that. Moving from the environment and digitalization, my biggest concern is safety. Let me talk about safety. We have been trying hard. We have been trying to do some big things to make the cultural change on safety at JSW. The incident statistics clearly indicates a different and a gloomy story. That bothers, that worries all of us. Unfortunately, the recent fatalities what we had in the plant, it is worrisome, and as a person I'm heartbroken. Loss of the lives, all of us, each one of us should be ashamed of. By no means we can compensate for the loss of the human life. I would like to reiterate, be it the GSWH, our associates, or the contractors, safety is every individual's responsibility. As a custodian, I would like to be ruthless and intolerant towards any violation on the safety. It is high time we must write it down in our hearts and minds that safety violations will not be tolerated. It will be dealt with no exemption and without any mercy. At JSW, safety should be non-negotiable. But on the positive front, when we started this new year, 2022, the January month, we started the month with a theme on the safety, Zero Harm Month. I'm more than confident that with the initiatives taken on the safety by the departmental colleagues and all the GSWIs, we will strive hard to live up to it throughout the year, every month on the month, to its letter and spirit. That is what we need to make the change in the culture of safety. Moving towards the COVID-19, the last 2 years, the pandemic, which has changed our lives. If I recall, January 2020, the life was normal, the business as usual. Then came the first wave, sometime during March, April 2020, which made a big havoc on the economy of the world, including India. So if I have to put it, in January 2021, at the end of COVID wave 1, it was abnormal. We were towards the end of COVID wave 1. After January 21, then came the second wave, which created a devastating impact on the society with the loss of lives of youngsters. That was worrisome during the second wave. It is at that point of time when the people were dying for want of oxygen, for lack of oxygen, across the country, across the state. It is our chairman, Mr. Jindal, who told us that if we are not able to take oxygen to the patients, let us bring the patients to the places where the oxygen is available. That is where we created and set up a 1,000-bedded oxygenated hospital by laying oxygen line from the plant to the hospital at a distance of around 3 to 4 kilometers in a record time, which went a long way, saved so many lives in the state of Karnataka. I remember at that particular point of time, many of the people calling me and telling us that Mr. Sajjan Jindal is seen as the living God of the society. It is their blessings which is taking us forward, moving towards contributing for the society at large. Then came third COVID wave. Started in maybe November, December. As we speak, we are at the midst of third COVID wave. But we are probably trying to adjust ourselves to what we call as a new normal. So the last 2 years have seen a big change. Normal to abnormal to new normal. And I'm sure last week we opened 300-bedded COVID health center in Tornagallu, which will help long way in controlling the pandemic cases, especially for the people surrounding us in the villages. And I'm sure it's a matter of time. We should be not only able to contain this third wave, the spread should be made mute in the shortest possible time. That takes us to the people, community, corporate social responsibility. Here, I recollect the passion, the strong belief of Madam Sangeeta Jindal. She always believed one cannot create an island of wealth in the midst of ocean of miseries. Business can grow, but only if the people who are living in the surrounding villages, the communities around us, the society around us, grow and succeed in it, it is the real growth of the company. And in turn, the country can grow. With that philosophy of inclusive growth, JSW Steel Vijayanagar is responsible and accountable for the transformation of the people who are living in the vicinity of our plant. With that, we have got the CSR wing, which is doing a tremendous job, working on various verticals, be it on health, education, women empowerment, agriculture, infrastructure, waste management. They are actively engaged with 112 villages and maybe more than 6 lakhs people directly or indirectly for attaining the sustainable rural development for the society around us. They are also engaged with more than 40 government schools for giving better quality education. Hats off to the CSR wing. That brings in to the education. Last 2 years, the academic has turned around. I really do not recollect how many days were online, how many days were offline. Months together, weeks together, we were on online towards the first pandemic COVID wave. We switched on once we were ending, few days of offline classes, then came the second COVID, again online classes. We were trying to get back to the normalcy, tried to start opening up the schools, then came the third COVID wave. Today we are again on online classes. But during this tough phase, I should place it on record, the performance, the academic performance of our students from JVM and the JAV schools. They brought in a lot of laurels and accolades to this institution and the schools. My heartfelt congratulations to all the outgoing students who have done a tremendous job. I will be failing in my duty if I do not place the gratitude for the principals, the teachers, and the teaching staff who have molded the life of the students during this pandemic phase. You played a great role during this time. Our group companies, the other vertical companies, the energy, the cement plant, infrastructure, paint, all of them are doing really great. JSW Energy, yesterday I was there in their plant, which is producing 1700 megawatt in Vijayanagar, contemplating to move from the current methodology of power production to the renewable energy through solar and wind. I was told that maybe by this year, March 22, we will have 250 megawatt production from the solar plant, and maybe sometime during next year, we will have 650 megawatt power production through the wind plants. They are embarked on a journey to become net zero by 2030. Credit to the entire energy team. JSW Cement has made its growth plan from 14 million tons to 25 million tons with a contribution of 4 million tons production from Vijayanagar. JSW Infrastructure, which has gotten installed our capacity to handle more than 100 million tons of our bulk raw materials from various environmental friendly ports like Goa, Mangalore, Chennai, Odisha, and Fujairah in UAE. Our newborn baby, JSW Paints, has already started making its presence in the market, and they are also growing with an adding capacity of 1 lakh kiloliters in the upcoming years. So, commensurating with the growth plan of JSW Steel, all our group companies and other verticals are also doing great. That brings in close to my heart, Inspire Institute of Sports. This institute has truly put us in the world map Vijayanagar has been seen as the great glory in the world map, it is because of IIS. Like education, we should also probably give the crucial role for ports. Maybe when I was a kid, many of our parents used to say, पढ़ोगे, लिखोगे, तो बनेगा नवाब. खेलोगे, खड़ोगे, तो होगे खराब. But friends, today the world is completely changed. The youngsters in India particular are able to take sports as a career, a livelihood. Credit to institutes like IIS. The dream of Mr. Parth Jindal, who always wanted to hear Indian national anthems as many times as possible in the Olympic podiums. He created, orchestrated, institutionalized, and then the birth of IAS with a world-class facilities for training of our athletes in the field of judo, boxing, wrestling, swimming, athletics, and football. And Mr. Parth Jindal's effort have yielded its result on his maiden attempt. As you all know, India had its best ever performance with a tally of 7 medals in the recently concluded Olympics in Tokyo. And IAS created the history by clinching the first ever gold medal by India in the track and field athletic event by our Neeraj Chopra. Credit and kudos to the entire IAS team. I wish all the very best and good luck to the IAS team to bring in many more gold medals in the upcoming international events and the Paris Olympics. We all as humans have immense and unmeasurable potential. Absolutely no doubt in my mind. Each and every one of us can change this world. We should strive to live up to extract the fullest possible potential from our side. It is at this point of time, for the benefit of the youngsters, the students, the children, I would like to remember it is the direction, it is the right direction which is more important than the speed. On this Republic Day, it is a day where we should look back at our heritage and unerasable cultural history while looking forward, paving the way with abundant and ample opportunities that gallow the future younger generations to take this nation to the greater heights. It is the right time. It is now. Let us make our nation the better place to live, the global leader in the world, and for that, all of us will have to do something better every day for a stronger tomorrow. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate and thank each and every one of you who are physically present here and connected virtually for your patient listening. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir.